Hello and welcome to the 7th event of the PGA EuroPro Tour season, which has brought us to Oxfordshire. We're at Frilford Heath for the Buildbase Open. Yes, welcome to the programme. All eyes on the blue course here at Frilford. There is a red course and also a green course, but it's the blue one that the golfers will be turning their attention to and trying to tame what has proved a tricky setup so far. 51 players have made the cut and it's an early start for them. That's because while the sun is out now, the forecast isn't good. Here's a look at what's coming up on another packed programme.
I didn't enjoy baseball that much. You know, every day I was at the field, I would always be thinking about going to hit golf balls.
Over the green.
I've worked really hard and I feel like this year I'm ready to do it.
So that's perfect, nice and wide, great extension. Shooter.
So we've had 6 events so far this season, a couple of multiple winners. If you haven't been with us over the last few weeks, here's a look at who's won what so far on the EuroPro Tour. Which means the order of merit currently looks like this. Jack Senior leads the way with just over £25,000, a 2-time winner this season. William Harold, also a 2-time winner. Well, he's in second spot with just over £20,000. More on what he's been up to later in the show. After his playoff win last week, Stiggy Hodgson moves up to 3rd place. It's pretty tight after that with a little over £800 separating Bradley Dredge in 6th place and Luke Joy in 10th. Well, lots of players still in contention. Before we get to the golf, let's give you a look at who we'll be watching on our final round coverage. In Group 15, there are 3 players all on 7 under par, 4 off the lead. Dale Whitnell, Darren Wright and Ross Kellett from Kingsfield Golf Centre. Group 17, Marcus Armitage at 9 under par into the final round. Jack Colgate, a 68, followed by a 66. And then James Robinson, he goes in to the final round on 11 under with a 1-shot lead. Well, the action's not far away, but one man we should hear from before we get to the golf is our resident professional, John E. Morgan. He's taken a good look at this course, and the bad news for the players is that it is tricky. Here are John's thoughts then ahead of this final round.
Well, here at Frilford Heath this week, the players have got to deal with some massive factors. 3 to be precise. They've got massive thick rough just off the side of the fairways. The fairways are rock hard and bouncy and undulating. Plus, the greens are slick, Rick, styly out there. 11.5 on the stimp meter. They were measured on first day's play. These boys have got a serious challenge ahead of them this week.
Right, the time has come to join our commentary team. Andrew Coulthard has taken his seat in the commentary box alongside our resident pro, John E. Morgan. But first of all, let's hear from Simon Golding.
Thank you very much, Ed. Right, let's take a look at the leaderboard ahead of this final round. And as you can see, James Robinson rather treading water in that second round and not able to kick on from 9 under the card. Jack Colgate has joined him just a shot behind now. And then look at that as a chasing group. Once again, very tightly packed as we head into our last 18 holes. Well, as you can see from that aerial shot, the course, very dry indeed, testing conditions over the first couple of days, but I think this is going to play very, very nicely today. What the players will have to be careful of, though, is that rough. It is penal, as Mark Lasky found out going through one. The par 4 first, getting his first victim. And a real struggle for the Welshman. He won't be happy with that start to his round, and that'll have to be something that the rest of the players watch out for. The rough could be a problem. Now, James Watts, going well this season. Birdie opportunity, and he sinks it. So the Englishman, head held high as he marches off down the course at 8 under. And another England international, young Colgate, making par at the first to remain double figures under the card at 10 under. And this young man will be a real challenger across this final round. Now then, Robinson, I wonder what he's thinking going into this last round. Couldn't kick on in the second, and he's going to have to give this course a lot of respect in the third. 11 under though, through the first, and still leading. Marcus Armitage, seen a lot from him over the last few weeks, and he'll be hoping to push on from 9 under, solid through the first. And a bit of trouble for David Booth at the third, this for par. Coming up short and giving a shot back to the course. And that is not the direction that he wanted to be moving in early on in this final round. Doesn't look a happy man, does he? And what about last week's winner? Well, the enigmatic Stiggy Hodgson. All that emotion at Camberwell Park. It's emotion of a different kind this week. Doesn't look like he's going to be featuring in the final stages of this competition. Well, I'm delighted to say once again I'm joined by Andrew Coltart and John E. Morgan in the commentary box. Time to get this one underway. Robinson in pole position, gentlemen, but he's got some company and he's going to have to think very carefully about this final round.
Well, as you can see, what a fantastic goal this is, the second. And now obviously Armitage has got a little juicy putt just off the green. Got to come through the fringe. Looks like it's going to break right to left for me. Now, oh, never up, never in.
John, we'll see quite a few throwbacks, won't we, to the J.H. Taylor original design with all these raised greens.
Yeah, it's a cracker. It really is. I mean, beautiful golf course. Great condition. I mean, the boys absolutely loved it. I was speaking to them on first and second round, and they were delighted with the way the course was playing.
Now David Booth looking to recover from the disappointment at 3, and that's a solid shot from him.
This is Whitnell. He's taking a drop here. This is his third shot. He's got a little firm bounce. Course pretty dry. Didn't run out as much as you'd expect, and he got the line a little bit off.
This man can seriously play as well. Got some game.
Yeah, talking of people that can seriously play, winner as an amateur in Slaley Hall back in 2010, James Robinson.
Well, I'll tell you what, this man though, I mean, he's not going to be proud of that putt. But I tell you what, I bet all those were going in on first day's play, because a 9 under par around that track is unbelievable.
Yes, didn't take the money back in 2010. He's desperate to win a EuroPro Tour event so he can finally claim the £10,000 cheque. Now that he has turned pro, oh, goodness me, that was a great effort from Watts.
The old juicy Larry lip out.
I think Robinson's got to watch himself today, because there is definitely a score to be had in the conditions in this final round.
A left to right breaker here for Colgate. Has he got the line and pace? Oh.
Speedy Gonzalez after the hole there, mate. And Andrew.
Now, after a slightly clumsy chip, can he salvage the bogey? Steady.
Well, they're all racing at it early doors. A lot of adrenaline out there.
Well, these greens are so slick. They really are. It's all about pace putting. Lovely soft contours all over the course. Makes for great entertainment for us looking on. You're going to see some cracking putts hold or missed. Either way, it's going to be exciting.
Great second shot here onto the front of the green. 40 feet away. Let's see if he can get the pace right. It's looking good, looking good. Lovely putt. That'll be a birdie.
Yeah, that'll do just fine. Now, this is a tester on the way back from Colgate. Let's hope he was watching this one very closely. Yes, well done. Read it very nicely. I tell you, his playing partner Armitage went on to make par as we go to Booth for his eagle putt.
Yeah, this will be a massive confidence booster. Can't be a nice eagle. Really does help you out mentally, physically. Ah, look at that. Just run past again.
He's fizzing out there, which means, right, he's going to have to be super cautious here.
Thing is, it's a lot more windy today than it was the first 2 days. I mean, these guys are playing a total different golf course. Obviously, the forecast has been a little bit indifferent compared to the first 2 days.
Yeah, some concern over possible problematic weather conditions, but for the moment, it's all good. And it's all good for Robinson. Great par for him to stay at 11 under, just ahead of Jack Colgate, and this tournament very nicely poised. More from the Buildbase Open at Frilford Heath after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Frilford Heath and final round action from the Buildbase Open. Before we get back to the golf, let's hear from John Morgan about some summertime conditions.
Well, we're here at Frilford. Summer has seriously arrived. Look at that. It is absolutely baked to the max. Now, these boys are going to be coming in with driver. Now, they're coming into this, and like I say, it is bone dry. If the ball is coming in from serious height, it's going to be really bouncy, and it's going to do things like this. Boing, boing, into thick bundy, lost ball, probably. But if they come in low, under the wind, it keeps the ball on the deck and going straight. And then all of a sudden you do just little things like that, very gently, and I've gained 30, 40, 50 yards. And that is how to manage this golf course this week.
Yes, very good point, John. And using John's terminology, Andrew, to put it in context, what sort of things do the players have to do to get that boing reduction?
Yeah, I think it's a great, a great point that John's made there. Really, it's not so much a case of just putting a good swing on it. You've really got to control your golf ball and manage your game, and that means keeping the ball down low. I mean, look at that. Look how much that's bounded on. That means keeping the ball down low, avoiding these ricochets off into what obviously is very, very treacherous grass.
It is crazy out there, Andrew. I mean, the rough is absolutely brutal. I mean, if you can pitch it there and hold it, fair enough. But these greens are getting a bit firmer as well, because obviously the weather's been absolutely sublime. So, yeah, these guys got an inch perfect shot to hold these greens. If not, badoing, off it goes.
I think as young players, this is all about the experience. You don't always think of these things. It's until you get to the end of the round and you think, oh my goodness, that was bouncy.
Yeah, look at how often in the UK do we play in conditions like that. You know, it's great. You know, the golf courses don't have to be longer to be harder. You dry up the fairways, you dry out the greens, a little bit of rough, and these are tricky places to go and play.
Armitage, the man coached by Nick McCarthy's brother Duncan, had to take a drop, and this round not quite going as he would like.
So Dale Whitnell in there, similar problems earlier on, and that's only marginally better. Tricky chip from over there.
It's a great hole, that third. Fantastic par 3. Treacherous left, right and centre.
Now this to go to 7 under for right. Yes, nicely done. Seeing some quite confident strokes being put on the ball on the green today. Obviously really trust themselves with the conditions.
Big putts these at any time of the week, but in the last round they're crucial.
Yeah, they're all must. That one's just shave the left-hand side. They'll be disappointed with that, especially they'll be probably hitting in the region of about 7 or 6 iron off that tee.
Yeah, so a double then for Armitage. Booth, second shot for him, and we saw him absolutely crank it, didn't we, through the green.
Yeah, that's a good touch.
Good young player, this guy. I've seen a bit of him up at Stirling University under the mentorship of Dean Robertson. I like how he goes about his game.
Yeah, Yeah, good call. Got a scholarship up there. Just finished his master's degree. Got his head screwed on as young Booth. And Jack Colgate, real character this lad. On and off the course. Solid stuff from him.
Yeah, you can have all the shots in the world, but you definitely got to have it between the ears. If you don't, then you're, unfortunately, definitely behind, aren't you?
Yes, a la the famous Hogan comment. That's where it all goes on. Robinson for par. So, again, another man starting his round, not as he would have planned. Oh dear, and John, the leader's gone.
Yeah, leader's gone. I mean, me and Andrew in the break were just saying it's very hard to hold on such a, you know, such a dominant first round. Very tough for these guys to cope with that.
Yes, a rather glum-looking Robinson has to settle for joint leader with Jack Colgate, but still in pretty good shape in this final round. Right then, time to hear from last week's winner. He's with Kit Alexander.
I'm joined by Stiggy Hodgson, our recent winner at Camberwell Park. And what a final round it was, Stiggy. A course record. Tell us about that.
Oh, it was one of them days. I just got a text in the morning from my mate just saying, have a go, kid. And that's what I did. I stood on the first tee. I was playing well. I felt good. And I had a go. And luckily it came off. It's my first course record of a professional career anyway. Yeah, it's the best round of golf I've ever played, to be honest.
Fantastic. And starting the round 6 shots back, when did you feel you were in contention you might actually win the thing?
I was through 12 and I saw I was 12 under and leading by 1. And at that point I thought, just keep going, just keep going. And you know, you can only do what you can do. You can't control any of the other guys. And I knew if I just stuck in, I knew I'd have a chance. And yeah, I just kept playing aggressive, kept going to pins, and yeah, I thought 13, maybe playoff.
Yes, maybe playoff indeed, and what a win for Stiggy Hodgson. But not quite going his way this week, as you can see from his card. Still 3 under, but not really with the leaders. Now look at this, gathering in the background, some thunderclouds, and John, we have been warned we could be getting some nasty weather later today.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, that is a super grey cloud. It's chalk and cheese compared to the first 2 days. And that is way left for Colgate in thick rough and very awkward.
Putting from off the green, downtown as they say. How's the pace again? Yeah, tricky. Very tricky. Slick these greens.
Now Armitage slipping back to 7 under. So 2 shots dropped, and that's going to be punishing today. And you can try a little too hard to chase it, can't you, if you're not careful?
It's not easy, but Mark has done a good thing there. There's this water on the right-hand side, and he's obviously laid up short of it, so he can give himself a good chance to get to the green in 2. Obviously, you're going to come in with a bit more club, but as long as your ball's dry, you don't care.
196 for Watts. Gonna judge the bounce. Oh, a bit of check there, just off the right shoulder, spat it to the back of the green. Not a bad shot, tough to get close.
So Robinson back to the pack, as it were. That might just take a little bit of pressure off his shoulders. We know what a talent this young man is.
Well, he's absolutely A1 position off the drive, and this is a fantastic approach from big distance out. Probably a reason of 230 to go. He's flown it all away.
Young Scotsman, Ross Kellett.
That looks a nice delicate chip.
Yeah, his partner liked it from well out. Lovely touch.
It is all about the short game, Andrew, though, isn't it? Really and honestly.
I would say, to be honest.
Can't practice enough at it, can you?
And there's an argument brewing about standing in the range and hitting balls for hour upon hour upon hour. Although practice is imperative, getting it close from round about the greens is more so. None better exemplified than that there.
Yeah, it was true. I mean, been on the chipping green at Frilford, and I tell you what, fantastic facilities there to chip around, and everyone taking full advantage of it. And so they should.
Very nice from Wright. I can tell you Kellett got his birdie, Wright got his. So a successful hole for those guys.
Sensible miss here from Armitage with a bit of water Up there on the right-hand side, he's got the whole green to sort of chip along here.
That looked a lovely technique, that one. Lots of time on the backswing, you know, just dropping the club on the ball and letting it do all the work. Yeah, that was very impressive.
So Watts for birdie off the back of the green, the man from Hertfordshire. Works very, very hard, as do a lot of the young golfers, on his fitness. Strength and conditioning really is part and parcel now of the pro's career.
Well, I don't really know what the lie was like down there for Colgate. You'll just be hoping to get this one close. Not a realistic birdie chance from down there, but that is a super putt.
Yeah, you just snap your hand off for that result after that chip. Very good.
I'll tell you, Armitage has just got his birdie at 4. And Watts looks that in for par, so he stays at 9 under through 6.
He could do with this one going in. Yeah, third hole he lipped out. Can he see get it back? Yes, he can. Beauty.
Back in the lead. James Robinson, a single stroke over Colgate. So that's how the tournament stands, but time now for another tip from John in playing in these conditions.
Well, I'm going to demonstrate to you now how to hit a low drive, like a nice low bullet, like you're playing a typical links-style windy golf course. Now, we're here at Frilford. This is what you're going to have to do. Now, you're going to have to tee it down that little bit lower. You're going to have to get that hands a little bit further forward. You're also going to have to get that ball. You're going to have to transfer your weight, turn your hips out of the way, and really trap it, like a lot of lag into it, like this, and really sustain the angle of the club through the ball and really get that penetrating ball flight. I'm going to see if I can do one for you right now. And then you'll see this ball run and run and run. Perfecto. That's how you do it. But I tell you what, that guy just walked straight on the fairway, looked up in the air, seen the ball flying, and it must have missed him by about a yard. It was just unbelievable. Honestly, got so lucky. I mean, imagine that and knock someone out on the golf course. Wouldn't be right, that would it?
Well, this one running as well. Just illustrating your point there, John. And I think these guys are learning.
The thing is, Andrew, when you're standing on tee shots like this now, you say to yourself, you don't have to smash it. It's going to run for you anyway.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things. And James has made the mistake there, going after it.
Oh, that's a...
Good bad bounce. Not pretty. I think taking a spin off it, you know, stop trying to hit it so hard and just let a little knuckleball sort of go down there. You don't always have to hit driver with fairways as firm as this.
No, you don't. Good point, Andrew.
Kellett at 6 with his tee shot. And again, that one just skipping on.
I mean, I will go back to the first round. I asked James, I said, what did he do? And I think he hit driver about 3 or 4 times in the first round, and he shot 9 under. So there you go.
Colgate has ripped that one. Deliberately trying to send it out towards the right and feed it back in, and it's just kicked a little bit too far. And
yeah.
It's a lottery, isn't it? It's a lottery.
It's not bad there, you know. I think he's kind of half played for that. If he's in the bunker, the pin's on the front, he's still got a good chance of getting up and down from there. So that's not such a bad play.
Yeah, these guys with their short game these days, we've seen some fantastic stuff over the last few seasons. And that's a beautiful shot. It would have looked fantastic from the tee box, but again, just feeding on past. Now then, how's this worked out for Robinson?
Well, just get it back in play. Don't try and be too cute with it. I don't think he's got an angle to get to the flag anyway. This is just pound it straight. Oh, oh my goodness. Well, that's he's over by Armitage, where Armitage hit his driver. That's a shocking come out, that is.
There's no rhyme or reason there, is there?
Well, he's come out like a bullet.
Oh, it's tricky, isn't it? He made sure he got it out. He certainly didn't want to leave it in there, but of course it's come out too clean, and now he is in a spot of bother. So watch Watt's second shot at 9, beautifully controlled from the fairway there.
Yeah, you won't be able to see that little ridge in his way, but it was a beaut. Well, I'll tell you what, look at this lie. See how this one comes out. This could be anything.
Got to watch the long grass, grabbing the hosel. He held it tight in his left hand to keep the club face square, which was very good. Could easily have turned over where he left on him.
And you've got to come down steep, haven't you, Andrew? You have to come down steep.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're not steep, you're just taking so much grass, and it's like, well, Bob's your uncle, no joy at all.
Kellett then, second shot into the 6th. Forced to take the wedge out after a very good tee shot. Now, as Andrew said, good course management here from Colgate. Let's see if he can make this work for him.
Nice and aggressive through it. Oh, beautiful. Well done.
Great splash shot.
I can tell you Kellett's gone on to make his par at 6. Colgate with that tap in for a birdie, which will take him to 11 under. Very interesting start to this final round. And Watts keeps his score moving along nicely.
He's got the bit between his teeth. He's enjoying this. Might be a big low round coming out from that man.
Now, one of those moments when things can change very quickly in a tournament. Oh, just didn't quite have the legs. Great line from Robinson.
I mean, this is the hole that all the boys will go birdie all day long. And now to walk away with this is, especially as leader, it's not good at all.
Now, right for birdie. He wasn't sure, was he, in the first few yards of that putt? Stood up pretty quickly.
It was a pretty good effort.
Now then, back to the leaderboard, and for the first time in a long time, James Robinson is not leading, has to settle for a share of second with James Watts. It's Jack Colgate that takes over in top spot. Now, we do like a success story on the EuroPro Tour. Many big names have played on the tour and gone on to greater things. With 2 wins in the first 4 events of this season at the Belfry and Longhurst Hall, we thought William Harold would be a star of the future. And after those 2 wins, he got an invite to the Belgian Open on the Challenge Tour and won it after a playoff, having shot 18 under after the 4 rounds. He's since released a statement saying the EuroPro Tour really does a great job providing a stepping stone onto the Challenge Tour. The last 2 years have played a really big part in crafting my game and gaining valuable experience in front of the TV cameras, large crowds and stiff competition. Winning so soon on the Challenge Tour in Belgium was amazing, and I now look forward to playing the rest of the season. Well, it was a short but very entertaining stay on the EuroPro Tour, and it goes without saying we wish Harold and all the potential Challenge Tour graduates all the best. More from the Buildbase Open after the break. Welcome back to Frilford Heath and the Buildbase Open. I'm delighted to say, joined by Andrew Coulthart and Johnny Morgan in the commentary box for this final round. And lads, just before the break, we saw that story about William Harold. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Mate, it don't get any better. That is dream story. You know, 2 wins, EuroPro, go straight out to the Challenge Tour and wins as well. I mean, mate, perfect scenario. Would you agree, mate?
Yeah, totally. But it's great, you know, what he says there, you know, about the EuroPro Tour, giving him the platform to go out there and do that. You know, without those victories, without the competitiveness, you know, without the competition and putting himself under that pressure, he may not have been at that stage already. So, you know, congratulations all round.
And it shows you, all these guys now we're watching, you know, this is what they can do. The opportunities are there. You know, I'm a pure example as well. Bred on the EuroPro Tour, came through, got my status on the European Tour the same year I got my status on the EuroPro Tour. I mean, dreams can come true, and Harold's just doing it.
Well, can the dream come true for Robinson today? He was our leader at the start of the day. He shot that fabulous 9 under on the first day, but hasn't quite happened for him on this final 18 so far. In a real head-to-head at the moment with the man just placing his ball, Jack Colgate. Always good to see the pros come to your course and see them play it, see how they play it, how they handle the conditions.
I say Colgate will get this one. It's my gut feeling. Donk. Thank you very much. Very confidently done. Big stride in his step. You know, that baby was dead centre.
From a perfect position in the fairway at 7. I think this one's coming down from a huge loft.
Mate, it's got to do, Andrew. Unbelievable, mate. They are getting so much firmer out there. I mean, the rain hasn't come in like we thought it was going to, but I mean, you know, that's probably in a region of about a 5 or 4 and off that tee, leaving themselves about 130 yards in. And like you say, you got to hit up your left nostril and try and, you know, land it like a butterfly with sore feet.
Watts then, with his second into 8.
I'll tell you, look at that baby run. Oof.
That's a good shot.
It is, mate. I mean, imagination comes into it, doesn't it, Andrew? I mean, you're hitting all these iron shots in there, and you know, if you got something like a 6 or 5 iron, and you know, the pin's near the front. I mean, you got to think, you got to pitch it 20, 30 yards, 40 yards short of the green.
Oh, that's right, John. You know, this is unusual for the guys, and they've got to look at the landing areas off the greens. They're so used to playing it right up at the flag and getting it to stop. They've really got to read the golf course and check out, as you say, 20, 30 yards short of the green to know where to drop the ball.
And I tell you what, look at this, pure example.
A great example.
Mate, and it does bring back, I mean, you're bred on this, Andrew. Links Golf totally embedded this in you. And I was chatting to Richard Wallace earlier on in the week, and he was saying, you know, coming from a Links Golf, the shots he doesn't, you know, he feels comfortable around a track like this.
It's a bit clumsy from Kellett. He only had a sand iron in his hand. He needed to be upright at the flag. 3 putts from there, very disappointing.
David Booth, good confident strike from him. And there is a real sense now out there that the guys are learning, and they're really starting to try and manage what they're doing.
Yeah, you definitely learn by your mistakes on a track like this. I mean, if the pin's at the back, yeah, okay, you can pitch it on the green. If the pin's at the front, well, you know, start the rolling going on.
Great birdie for right there.
Yes, I wonder if anyone is going to be able to push through. We've seen it over the last couple of weeks, guys from a little way back making a move to the leaders, and it is set up for that today if Robinson and Colgate can't kick on.
Great touch. Great chip.
Yeah, delicately done by Smith. I'll tell you, he went on to tap him for a birdie. Now, our leader, Colgate.
Out the first cut of rough. It'll be interesting to see how this ball reacts when it comes down.
Cool, yeah.
Oh, he's landed it perfectly. Beautiful shot.
That was absolutely done to perfection. Well executed.
A wry smile and some applause as well from the gallery. Now, Watts, not the first eagle opportunity this man has had today.
I think this is going to be able to put him straight into the lead if this baby goes in. Not to be. I had the fanciest chances to knock that one in.
Yeah, he's moved himself on superbly well today as James Watts. Now, what does Robinson do from here? Seen his lead eroded.
Andrew, what do you do in circumstances like this? You know, obviously, you know, Robbo shooting 9 under first round, coming out being a bit dodgy at the beginning of this final day. And I mean, how do you compose yourself? Kind of switch it back around, you know?
Yeah, it's very difficult, isn't it? You know, you've got to get the experience under your belt in order to learn, but you've got to go through the, you know, the experiences to do that. It's tricky. You know, almost kind of imagine you're turning up on a Thursday or a Friday again and really push. You can't be too defensive. You can't be defensive in a golf course like this. You know everybody's going to get after you. So you've really got to stick in, try and maybe target a score and try and punch yourself after that one.
Baby steps back into it.
Robinson for birdie. Go on.
And that's just exactly what you need to get your mindset back on track again.
With so many players around him making a move now and getting genuine opportunities to move their score on, it's important Robinson finds something out there. And a birdie for Watts sends him to 11 under. Now, always good to find out a little more about the players out on course. And let's find out more about James Watts. 26 years of age, turned pro back in 2010, says his favourite course. Well, it won't be a surprise to a lot of people. Loch Lomond up there in Scotland. Currently attached to the Kingsway Golf Centre, and he's a young man who really has got a bright future ahead of him. And here's another one, Jack Colgate, fellow England international. in his amateur days.
Lovely second shot to get it here, but I don't think it comes back from that side. Not before the hole, anyway.
That was a misread, and then we got the birdie. He's probably thinking, do I go down there, collect it? Is it an egg? I don't know. I've seen that before. Didn't that happen at Sawgrass once? The old bird came onto the green pit. Oh, no.
Ooh, no.
Sorry. Should have been concentrating. That's
Yeah,
a
rather
bad
like
miss.
Jack.
Yeah, that was a bad miss.
Dear me, well, that's changed things quite dramatically.
This is a man that works on his putting religiously. Every week I see him out on the putting green and he does not leave.
Well, I think that was concentration there. That was a mistake.
Now, moving from one sport to another is never easy, and John's with somebody who's trying to do just that.
Well, I'm here joined by Kevin Roderick, all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona. Kevin, thanks for joining us, my friend. I mean, how have you found Frilford Heath?
Oh, it's been great, man. It's been a real experience to come out here to England and just kind of deal with the different kind of golf that's out here, and it's been a pleasure, man.
Chicago Cubs to now PGA EuroPro Tour, and hopefully bigger and better things in the future.
Right.
I mean, why such a massive transformation, man? You got bored?
I didn't enjoy baseball that much. You know, every day I was at the field, I would always be thinking about going to hit golf balls. I started playing golf about 4 years ago and fell in love with the game, and decided, well, you know what, let's just go do that instead, and ended up doing it.
Did you?
Yeah, it was just pretty easy for me. When you realize you'd rather play, you know, mini tour golf and work your way up than play big league baseball, that's when you know you know how to make the change. So
Well, that's
just went and
fair
did
enough,
it.
boss,
Right,
man.
yeah, no
I
doubt.
mean, do you have a lot of tension out there?
You know, when you're playing, it's like soccer or football out here, right? So everyone's all about it, but it didn't matter. I just would rather be happy. And, you know, I'll go shoot 75 and be happier than I am pitching a baseball, so.
Well, I tell you what, guys, for you people listening to this, just be happy. That's where you want to be. What's your goals for the rest of the season?
You know, you want to just keep making cuts, hopefully make some more cuts, and just play better. You know, always moving forward and getting ready for European Tour School.
And if you win one, you're going to give it a good old celebration for us?
A proper celebration.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get
no
the
doubt.
ball, chuck it out of the hole about 150 yards away?
Yeah, I'll throw it to you, see if you can touch it.
Oh, yeah, right, man. I ain't put my glove up.
No doubt.
But thank you, Kevin. Thanks, mate.
Well done, John. Now, come on, you gents. You see this all the time. Other sportsmen trying to give golf a go. Yeah, I know golf's tough. Have you decided, or have you thought about the sport that you guys want to change to in later life?
Well, that was a great shot, but yeah, I
Thought
know
I'd
what you
give
mean.
rugby a go.
Because that's easy as well,
Oh,
isn't
my
it?
goodness.
That's easy as well.
Love to see you in the scrum.
Dear me. Well, it's good, and that's why people love golf so much, because it is open. You can have a go, and why not? And we'll see how young Roderick does in the months to come.
Booth trying to fade this one in at 9. Get it to land soft. It certainly did. I shouldn't really have too many problems from there.
Well, we've seen the lead change a couple of times today. Colgate moved into the lead all by himself, but he's slipped back now.
Well, he's in the first cut. Not too bad. That sounded nice and crisp. Sounded like that was a nice swing, but look at this. Is it going to come
Oh, it's
back?
gonna feed
This
in.
could work. He'd be over the moon with that. I thought that was actually going to roll out a little bit more.
New leader, James Watts, alongside James Robinson at 11 under.
Lovely position from the left side of the fairway. Coming in high. But right.
Well, it was a perfect picture, wasn't it? That's how a Heathland course should look, but didn't manage to complete the shot. So Robinson, oh, he's gone high again, but he's not happy with that.
Struggling a little bit. He's driven behind a tree, had to chip out to there. It's kind of unravelling a little bit for James. Needs to screw the nut.
There we go. This one pops in as well. Be joining a whole host of players on double figures.
Not quite, and he's left himself a tester on the way back as well.
Very important. This one gets close. Doesn't want to let a shot go here.
Oh, popped up. It's released. That's going to be nice.
Oh, it's going to
Could
work.
go, could go. Oh, what a cracker.
Well, he's always entertaining, is Robinson. But not quite the way that he wants to entertain at the moment in this final round. Now Watts with a few considerations here.
You know, we're seeing a lot of it. John mentioned at the beginning of the show, the short game, how important it is. you know, these hard, fiery conditions, you're going to miss greens. You've got to get down in a chip and a putt. And Watts has left him one there.
Eagle chance for Colgate to reclaim the lead. That was never going to be easy.
I mean, with some chips, you've got to think outside the box. You've got to be flamboyant, flary. But there's many chips out there. You can just be, you know, box standard. You know, simplify the shot and just play it. Don't read too much into it. But you've got to pick your moments.
A lot of long-range efforts for scores at the moment.
That was a great putt as well. That was bang on line.
Now, he missed one shorter than this on the previous hole. You've got to get that outside your head. Good stroke. Very well done.
So birdie for Colgate takes him back to where he was at 11 under.
You can see there must be a little bit of rain dropping though. You see his shirt there, a few little dots of water on it. Unless that's sweat, I don't know.
No, I think you're right, John. I think it is a few spots of rain. Oh, good save from Watts, and that'll be very important as this day moves on. Now, they won't want the thunder and lightning to come, but Andrew, they won't mind a little bit of rain on this course today.
Oh, they could do with it softening up just a little bit. That's a big putt. Stay down. Good stroke. Oh, just crept way.
Yes, not what the doctor ordered for Booth, I'm afraid. Brolly's out. That rain just starting to get a little heavier. Back to the leaderboard then. And James Watts, James Robinson and Jack Colgate. A three-way tie for the lead at 11 under. But so far in this final round, more twists and turns than you would expect on a normal day. There's more to come, I'm sure. Welcome back to the Buildbase Open here at Frilford Heath. Before we get back to final round action, John Morgan's got another tip for us. He's had us safely away from the tee. What about the other end of the hole?
Well, another tip this week, plain and simply, is the chip and run from big distances, because this is so hard pan. If the ball lands on the green, it could easily flip over the green and in serious trouble. Like we see, there's thick bundi everywhere. Now, I'm going to play a shot probably in the region of about 30-40 yards short of the green. It's going to pitch and run out, hopefully, onto the green and be pretty good. Now, anyway, the way to do this is middle of the stance. So I got a region of a 6-iron. I got 180 yards. Going to take a bit off it. All I want to do is hit my target and let the ball run out. Now, middle of the stance, hands forward, really trap it. Just a low punch, short follow through is the key. Always is the key if you want a nice little low juicy one. Here we go. And that is going to run like a scolded cat. Sit down, ball, sit down. And I tell you what, he's run all the way to the back of the green. I'd be quite happy with that.
Watts then, with his second into the 11th, moved himself to a joint share of the lead. Now, was he listening to John Morgan?
Been a grassy lie, just off the fairway.
Oh, look at him go.
Oh, good luck.
Oh, yeah.
Now then, from virtually the same position as John demonstrated the shot, it's James Robinson. Let's see what he does with it.
He looks like he's going high route.
More of the aerial route, I think, John, yep.
I think so. That pin's probably at the back, so he can pitch the green and hold it. No, it wasn't. He obviously struck it a lot better than what I do.
Now Booth will be aware of what happened to his playing partner Watts.
And that was simple. This could be quite nice. Yeah.
Lovely.
Well controlled. I'll just follow through. Lovely.
Now alongside Robinson. Colgate once again finds himself off the fairway, so he's given himself a bit of an examination today.
Oh, this is going to run. This has got to sit down. It's done exactly what mine did. What I was trying to show you guys at home.
Yeah, he's just got to accept it. That's the penalty you pay from slightly missing the fairway.
And it's one of those holes, 9, really. You should honestly hit that fairway, because you're pretty much laying up with a long iron. So it would have been a poor tee shot for Jack off of that tee.
Well, Watts trying to think outside the box, but didn't get out of the box, unfortunately.
That was a tough one. Not much room to work with, plus in the clegg as well. Trying to be so delicate.
Right down the course, Dale Whitnell, birdie putt. Oh yes, grabs the right edge and down she goes.
In for 7 under. Now, come on, gents, I think it's probably time to just have a quick discussion about the number that's going to win it today.
Cool. I really and honestly don't know what to call on that one. I would say 13, 14 under. I think probably the back nine might, you know, give a few birdies out, few opportunities coming in, and I think, you know, obviously this guy's going to really be pushing for the win, so he might get a few nice birds or eagles.
Likewise, Andrew?
Yeah, so 13 sounds like a pretty good number there, I think, Simon.
Do you want to quid on that?
All right, okay.
Yeah,
oh, boys,
done.
boys. You guys with the money, I don't know.
It's just enough for a Hubba Bubba and a Panda Pop.
You're showing your age now.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, Robinson, back to the serious stuff. Birdie opportunity here. When you've got a group of players that are so tightly bunched, somebody surely is going to kick on. Not this time for Robinson, but that'll do nicely. So just rolls that in to stay at 11 under. Back to Watts.
Well, this would be a great save. This goes in. This is like, oh, you feel on top of the world. Get out of jail free card. And it's not going to be. It was a good stroke though. Good putt.
You can see it's probably up a little bit early there, gone off the liner. He was hoping it was going to go on. It's a decent pace putt, but not to be.
Yeah, lean back, didn't he? Trying to lean it into the hole, but never works. Now Colgate, another tester for him. And another test passed. He has missed one of those today, but other than that, he's been solid with the short stick.
Yeah, we're not seeing anyone that animated this week so far. You know, last week was, you know, we had Stiggy Hodgson going absolutely crazy on us. No one's doing that at the moment.
Booth moves to 9 under, but you wouldn't know it. Very serious expression on his face.
Fairway this time.
Yes,
Colgate.
that's better.
Well, 10 is all about hitting the iron off this tee. Massive positioning, got this tree on the right-hand side. Must kind of get it on the left-hand side. It's inevitable that you'll go down there, and it leaves you probably a pitching wedge into this green. You can get driver out, but it gets really bottlenecky when it gets up by that green.
Now Booth with this to contend with.
This looks a brave shot to take on. Look at all that trouble in front of him.
Well,
Has he got the connection right?
Well, mate, that's a great shot from there. I mean,
Take it and run.
the thing is, this 12th hole is so dangerous. I mean, this is a good tee shot by James. Lovely approach into this, so inviting.
Lovely swing too, isn't it?
It
you know,
is,
nice
mate.
angles, nice posture.
And
Gorgeous.
Cream de la creme that was.
Yeah, needed to take his opportunity there, set himself up beautifully. And Robinson just looks to me to be steadying himself now. And that is dramatic stuff, isn't it? Riders on the storm music cue.
Well, this was perfect tee shot. Probably in a region 3 iron off the tee, runs out to a lovely point, opens the gap into this green. Obviously pin tucked on that left. Very awkward, very slopey. And that's a good shot. That'll leave him a nice little uphiller. A little bit of left to right.
There's a lot of huffing and puffing at the moment out there from the players.
It's got to be pretty hot and muggy out there, though. I mean, bit overcast.
Oh, it's in. And Colgate once again makes a move, and at last we've seen one of these long ones drop.
Yeah, that was an absolute cracking putt. Just what the doctor ordered in the nick of time. Back nine starting.
More importantly, it nullifies the shot from Robinson as well. So right, another man in the sand. And no room at all really to work with there. Didn't want to catch that downslope, and that's what's happened. It's kicked on.
Bit unlucky there though, Andrew. I mean, that just caught on the very edge of the fringe.
It
Just shot it forward.
Could have done it, maybe another foot.
Either way.
Very close.
Yeah.
Up at 12. From miles away, Booth. Very difficult to get the pace right there. That's not bad.
Yeah, got to back himself on the way back, and we are getting news that a storm is imminent. Not the best place to be when a thunderstorm starts out on a golf course.
Dum dum dum.
Well, we'll hear the klaxon go off if it is trouble and we need everybody in. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Robinson then. Well, it's a great putt, but it won't feel anything like it should have felt because of Colgate's effort.
Well, what's he could do with this one? Like I say, uphill, left to right. Has he got it? Go on. Oh, lagged it.
It's all gone quite match play at the moment.
It is. I think Colgate and Robertson going to have a nice little duo, I think. You know, as they're playing with one another at the same time, it's, you know, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's nice to have that direct connection to what is going on at the top of the leaderboard.
After the bunker shot, a little bit unlucky to bounce through this far past. Can I say par's got to go?
Didn't quite go though. Not bad from right. But those have got to start dropping. Now then, Booth really has to make this in the context of the tournament.
He's got to keep himself in it.
Oh dear.
He's
Painful.
got some tough holes coming up. 13, 14. 14's very tough as well, so he needed that one, given that momentum going into it.
Time to take another look at our leaderboard. Still tied for top spot, James Robinson and Jack Colgate on 12 under. And there's a few guys as well who have managed to get into the clubhouse and post a score. Elliot Saltman and Greg Payne, along with Nick McCarthy, can put their feet up. But the weather conditions are changing. We are definitely hearing that. And Ed Draper has turned weatherman to let us know what's going to happen.
Well, as you've probably seen here in Oxfordshire, classic British summer's day. We've had the sunshine, we had the rain, a bit more sunshine. Also heard, crucially though, some rumbles of thunder in the distance. Thunder's not necessarily the big thing, it's the lightning, the threat of that. If we do have lightning near to the course, play has to be suspended. The players have to come in. Of course, out there, the leaders looking to keep their focus. The key is the radar, and here, Jamie, in the control centre, the tournament office, monitoring this the whole time. If it becomes less than 3 miles away, the lightning flashes. We've had this storm front moving up. As you can see, they did my best Michael Fish impression from the West Country. Lots of rain, lots of thunder, lots of lightning in that part of the world, but it's kind of just west of us still at the moment, 3 miles away. If it comes within 0 to 3 miles, that's when perhaps those hooters will sound, and that means the golfers have to come into the clubhouse until the storm passes. Fingers crossed right now. The weather looks good, it looks fine, and we should be good to finish the tournament.
Thanks very much, Ed. Well, we might get away with it. Certainly that's what the players will be hoping. We don't really want to delay, just as things are starting to hot up in the tournament.
Shortish par 3. Oh, what a bounce there. That was right over the flag.
Robinson, no more than a 9-iron in his hand. I'm straight up that green now.
Tell you what, that
Probably
didn't come off. That didn't come off the middle groove, did it?
No, definitely didn't. Yeah, he's not happy with that. That has left him a tricky, fiddly shot left.
Yeah, similar sort of position, but a little lower down the bank than this man Watts was some half an hour ago. Watts playing steady, playing tidy today. You can just see those spots of rain starting to come down. There's a bit of a breeze as well, and that is an exquisite shot.
Well, the wind buffeting the flag up there by the buggy. Can he control this shot in?
Oh, great shot, yeah. Struck that beautiful. Look at that baby stop.
Yeah, not bad. And he's head-to-head with Robinson. That's Colgate in the driving seat for the moment.
Seen a couple of good tee shots here already. It's just got to land this onto the front part of the green, but he's trying to cut it in up the left wing, and I don't think it's cutting.
strike was there. I mean, what a great hole this is as well. I mean, really tight off the tee, you know, but the wind plays havoc. But look at this, the wind has obviously played havoc with Armitage's ball. He's whacked it way offline. Every man and his dog in there trying to sniff it out.
Another long distance effort from Booth at 13.
And that's been the story of his day, and at last, Andrew, he's got one to drop.
Oh, almost a hint of a smile out of David Booth there.
It's not going to happen, is it? Now then, they have found Armitage's ball, but this is 5th.
God, I
Dear
wouldn't
me.
like this shot.
Oh,
Stroke, there it is, turned it
It's getting
over,
like-
and that is, well, jungle fever. That is one side to the other.
yes, have a go at the caddy if we're not putting the strimmer in the bag.
He must have been watching Wimbledon.
Well, this man will be. Big tennis fan is James Watts, so he loves this time of year. And a scratch of the head, a tug of the cap, and the body language tells you all you need to know.
Look at this chip in action. Like the look of this. I think he might fancy this one.
Well, they'll play these shots all day at Southport and Ainsdale.
Look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, perfect execution.
Good tee shot here, just got a horrible little bounce from the front of the green. Perfect club though.
Looks like he holds it a bit like Matt Kuchar with the old putting style. Up the left arm. Obviously not going to be able to put it in your belly button anymore, or you know, give it the broom handle technique, so got to figure out something to do, ain't you?
And another one slides by for right. I can tell you that Watts and Smith have gone on to make their part, and Robinson also just tapping in after that fabulous chip.
After a great second, Goalgate, perfectly judged. What about this one? Oh, all kinds of body language, hoping to get that one in.
Yeah, it's a shimmy and a shake from Colgate, but can't get it to drop. Armitage, unfortunately, making a 7 at that hole. Robinson and Colgate continue to lead at 12 under. More action after the break, and some more golf tips as well. Welcome back to the Buildbase Open here at Frilford Heath in Oxfordshire. Time for some more golf tips, and this time from Richard Wallace.
Well, I'm here with Richard Wallace. He's got his mate Rob Gals, and I tell you what, he's given a few pointers across, ain't you?
Yeah, trying.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, Rob's from my region, South region. A friend of mine from obviously the last few years. Helped him a little bit last year when we were out at the PGA playoffs in Turkey.
Yeah.
And he's struggling a little bit, so we thought we'd come and hit a few balls. But he had a car accident at the back end of last year,
Yeah.
so his posture's changed slightly.
Yeah, understandable.
Which is obviously sets the takeaway, sets the backswing. So we're just tweaking the posture a little bit, and then helping him with getting back to where we were last year, which is just trying to feel that he waits for it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because we're both coastal players, so get a little bit left-sided. Club gets a little bit stuck behind.
Yeah.
So just work on waiting for it from the top of the backswing, and then from there he can drive onto his left side as hard as possible.
His body has changed.
Yeah.
Right, so biomechanics is a big feature with him. He's got to work around his central core and
That's right.
keep it simple, because obviously if he tries to force against nature, unfortunately, he'd come undone every time, won't you?
Well, obviously, as you can see, he's a strong boy.
No doubt. I won't want an arm wrestle.
But if you were to set him in his posture which he had before, just to go back to the first posture where it was a little bit hunched here in his shoulders. So right from here, I mean, all you got to do is rotate that, stick his chest out, and straight away he's now going to be able to take the club away into a great position. So that's perfect, nice and wide, great extension. Club's in an absolutely spot-on position there, nice and square. From there, all he's now got to do is turn his left shoulder. So, I mean, that there is, in my mind, is pretty perfect.
Yeah, that is pretty horny.
And then from there, all he's got to do is wait for it a little bit longer, so club drops in and then drives onto his left-hand side.
That's a great feeling for me.
And it's only ever going to go We're going to go
Mate,
straight.
that's perfect. You're clearing yourself out of the way, your hips out of the way. You can just rip it straight down the line. Well, I appreciate that, Richard. Thanks for your tips, my friend. And thanks, Rob. And I hope you open Pandora's box and unlocks it all and
So do I, because then he'll owe me a few quid.
Yeah, I bet you will, man. What percentage are you on, by the way?
95 now.
95 now, is it? Oh, well done, boss.
Well done indeed. Now then, Colgate looking to see if he can get on the winning trail. In a bit of a head-to-head with Robinson at the moment, but let's not count out a few other players who are still in with a big shout. And where's that gone?
Oh, place you do not want to be. The bunker on the 12th. Now you got an awkward shot. Very blind. Not going to be able to see it. Ooh, that looked low and left and pulley. And if it's offline, we know what type of stuff it could go into. Oof.
So Smith in a bit of trouble. Robinson just seen his playing partner go into the bunker on the 12th, so from a match play point of view, we know what he's got to do here.
Using the iron, a sensible play. Has he get the first job done? Not so sure. Oh, he's got away with it.
He has.
Heart in the mouth moment there for Robinson. Now Watts has kicked on very nicely today, but just seen his challenge fade, and he's off there as well.
Whoa, that's long, that's left and hard. That is going to be hard to find, and especially this 14th hole is so demanding. Tee shot is everything.
Saw David Booth over in this particular area moments ago. Oh, it looked to have made great contact there, Colgate. Tough shot, pin over there on the left. How's it fared? That is beautiful. Great effort there.
It was a bit Sandy Lyle like 18th at the Masters, running out of the bunker to see where it's going.
Smith second. I can tell you Watts did find his ball. He's chipped out.
So you've got to be careful. You come to this green at 14, there's this river running around the back left of the green, and it's out of bounds, and all nasty stuff over there. I mean, play to the right, just like he did.
Now, you can see the top of the flag. It's going left, I feel.
Yeah, this could be nasty. Oh, big bounce. Dodgy lie. Short-sided a little bit. Tough chip, innit?
Bizarre turn of events then at 12 as we go to 14, and Watts chipped out to this point after that unfortunate snap hook off the tee. And a good recovery.
Yeah, that is a good recovery. You can tell the wind's got up. Look at all the leaves blowing down onto the green.
Whitnell trying to cut this one up, trying to get it to land soft. Has he got the distance? Oh, that is stunning.
Oh, go on then. Go
Get
on then.
in.
One of the shots of the day from Whitnell.
Especially is with that bunker right at the front of the green. Just cool. No room to work with. Quality of strike to keep that short of the hole. And look at this one. Well, to be honest, that was extremely tough. Coming up, a nice big raised bit. Looks quite soft around that area as well, and he's just obviously pitched into it and stopped it dead.
Smith for birdie.
It was probably a shot back then, really, when he needed to do the Mickelson shot, you know, send it up high and land it soft on the green.
Well, this is Colgate over at 12 for birdie, and I can tell you that after the tee shot, he's delighted to have a putt for a 3 here.
Well, that was really to make it a double whammy, because Robinson has got himself in a bit of bother, but not quite going to happen. This to stay at 10 under then.
I'm sure Watson's moved a few leaves out of the way, trying to give himself the best chance, and he's pulled it, and that has gone past. The job ain't over yet.
Yes, another tricky little job over here on the 12th from the fringe. Never easy. And, well, I don't know what's going on inside young James's head. Awry with the tee shot, poor second shot, not a great chip, and left himself a tricky one for a bogey.
Smith, straight up the slope, can be aggressive. And I tell you what, just misjudged the line on that one. Yeah, he won't be too pleased. Good chance there.
So the leaders and chasing pack a little becalmed at the moment.
Mr. Booth can't afford any more misses. It's got to go in. Oh, he knows it. Little cheeky smile.
Or a grimace even.
Yeah.
He's struggling, isn't he, Booth, to show too much emotion today. Just hasn't quite happened for him.
I think everyone's struggling out there. Oh,
Case in point.
I mean, the only person not struggling really is Watts. And Colgate is kind of holding his own. Unfortunately, this man has dropped 2 shots on a hole where people are thinking, well, I'm going to give myself a good chance for a birdie here, but not to be the case for James.
Well, we said Watts was playing well, not struggling too badly, and knocks that one in, but again, a player that doesn't look happy with the situation out there on course. And this is why it's all change again on the leaderboard. Jack Colgate now leading out on his own at 12 under. And James Robinson finds a 2-shot deficit opening up after his trials and tribulations at the 12th. And that brings a few more players into the mix. Still interesting stuff here at the Buildbase Open. And we caught up with the leader earlier on in the week.
Jack, can you tell us a little bit about your career to date and how you've got to this point?
Well, I played amateur golf for about 8 years and then turned pro at the start of last season and played a full season on the EuroPro, which went okay. And then now I'm playing this season and hopefully better than last year.
And how did you find your first full season on the EuroPro last year?
I found the depth of standards was a lot better for the top sort of 30, 40 players in the golf tournament. And it was quite tough to get yourself right up there by the end of the week. But yeah, I thought it was okay.
And what did you learn from that rookie season that you're bringing into 2014?
Just you got to be really patient. It's a 3-round tournament, and sometimes last year I started doing really well and then lost my patience when it started going wrong. And this year I think I'm a little bit more mature.
How's the course playing this week for you?
It's very firm and fast, tee to green. But the greens are actually softer than I thought they was going to be, so they haven't been too bad. But yeah, it's really good. The greens are the best we've putted on this year, and I haven't had one bobble this week, so they're really good, I'd say.
And not a great forecast for the final round. Some rain coming in probably. How do you think that's going to affect things?
I'm not too sure around this kind of golf course. I think even if the weather is bad, you could still shoot quite a good number. But if it's rain and wind, then maybe it might affect quite a lot of people. But I quite like that kind of weather, so I don't mind. Just grind it out.
And what would the wind mean to you if you were able to secure that?
It would mean a lot, yeah. It's something I've always worked towards, trying to win golf tournaments. And when you work really hard and it happens, it's a nice feeling to feel like your hard work's paid off. So go out tomorrow and see if I can get that win.
Well, that dream win still very much on the cards for Colgate, leading at 12 under.
Yeah, quietly confident young man. And comes to this.
Oh,
and
dear
look
me.
at that. Oh my God, what a fortunate man he is. My goodness.
Unbelievable. Well, Robinson will be watching alongside him from the tee and thinking, you jammy so-and-so.
Oh, you can see him angry at that. He had to get it to the hole. Needed to pick up the 2 shots there.
Yeah, Booth is trying to push himself like you wouldn't believe, and it ain't happening for him.
Yeah, moves to 10 under, so joins Robinson for a share of second.
Now as he calmed down after the double bogey in the previous hole, this is looking pretty good. How's the length? Beautiful.
Wow, wow.
Great length.
That is fantastic stuff from Robinson. Does that signal that he's back in business? Now 14, and this is not a place you want to be for young Kellett.
I'll tell you what, he's played a beauty. Let's see really where that's finished up, but that's, at least he was aggressive getting that out. Oh, this would be massive. Talk about get yourself straight back in it.
Oh, dear.
Another one bites the dust.
That's the fashionable side to miss on. More frustration this time for Watts.
There's a big chance, 15. If you get your drive away, gives yourself a great angle into the green for your second shot. And obviously, it's a par 5, so a lot of people are going to have eagle chances on that one.
Yeah, if Colgate had managed to knock that in, that would have been a real hammer blow to Robinson, but it hasn't happened.
Well,
so
that's a hammer blow already. I mean, to be there in 2 after hitting the tree, count your lucky stars.
Yeah, fair point. Interesting to hear Andrew Jack talking about patience and the fact that he's realising you've got to manage all sorts of things when you're playing professional golf.
Oh, it's not just the hitting of a golf ball and striking it. There's, you know, the on-course management, and there's just dealing with, you know, even on-course and preparation and, you know, recovery time and things like that. There's so much more goes into it these days.
Now this is a big opportunity, Robinson, to move to 11 under, reduce that deficit. Up and after it straight away.
And that was a poor misread.
Looks like he sort of seemed to pick the putter up quite quickly.
He's got a very good rhythm to his stroke, but like you said, just yeah, picked it up a little bit.
So Colgate knocks this one in, no damage done.
3 lines on the ball, give him his line where he's hitting it, and that didn't work. You could see him just slightly pull that left of his target.
When the ball was through the air off the tee shot, I think he'd have taken a 4.
Yeah, seems determined to hand something back to Robinson. He's done just that. Now then, time to take a look at the 16th.
Beautiful par 3 this, well guarded by bunkers on the 198, as you see there. Quite a long, narrow green, so all depends how strong the wind is from the right or the left. Quite an undulating green, very difficult to get it on the right level. Lovely par 3.
Let's see what Booth does here. See the rain now just starting to come down a little heavier.
Well, exactly what Andrew said. This green is a bit topsy-turvy. The bunkers are devilish, they're everywhere.
Robinson now still in a tie for second position, but only 1 shot off the lead of Colgate.
That looked a good swing, and he's staring it down. That was a good sign.
Cool, nice bounce. I tell you what, it didn't release. When that kicked in, he must have thought, go on, run out, that's going to be absolutely gorgeous, but it didn't. Now Watts needs something to happen. Oh, that looks left. Oh no. There's bunkers there as well, and thick rough. Have a nice bounce. He's got away with it.
Stays visible. Back to the Colgate-Robinson head-to-head.
Right thing, you just got to put bad swings out your memory, get on with the next swing, focus hard. Well, he was left in the previous hole, and that's a poor shot, really, from a perfect position off the tee.
Trouble is, he went left on 13, Andrew, but then if you go left on 14, you're dead meat. I mean, the ball is history, reload. So, I mean, obviously he's overcompensated.
Guarding
there,
against it.
Yeah, defo.
Eagle chance for Wright to move to 9 under. Doesn't make it, but he'll have that to move to 8 under. Booth from the bunker.
This is going to be a long bunker shot. Oh, he splashed it straight underneath it, you could tell. Too much sand came out.
Well, it's not in the bunker. So hopefully perform an exquisite little chip here. How does he judge that? Through the leaves.
Oh, this gets fast past the hole, so it's gonna. Oh, that's very good.
It's very good, yeah.
And rain is coming down a bit stronger now. Look at this.
Yeah, still haven't heard any rumbles of thunder, fortunately. what's his second? Was a little bit lucky in terms of where it finished up after that tee shot. And he's a bit shy with that. Well, more than a bit shy.
Yeah, that was not his best. I think he probably landed that about 6 foot shy of where he was really wanting it.
Kill it for eagle, this to go to 8 under. That's so frustrating.
So frustrating. Yeah, tough hole in the previous hole. Gave himself a great opportunity to get something back. Well, he's going to make a birdie, but oh, so desperately needed the eagle not to be. Goodness me, this game just plays with you sometimes.
Yes, Robinson has found that out today. You're absolutely right. This final round has toyed with the leaders. Nobody has kicked on. Oh, right on cue.
Well, I tell you what, that's probably it. Like, meaning that is all it takes. Something out of the blue like that, you know, everything's been going against you, you've missed everything, then you're all an absolute beast across the green.
It's raining hard, the waterproof jackets are on, there's leaves all over the green, and you hole one from 50 feet.
Don't make any sense, does it?
The omens are good for James Robinson.
They are.
Didn't come back for Smith with his birdie attempt. I can tell you he went on to make par. And the pressure now on this young man.
And we know this is so fast. Commit. Yeah, nice putt.
Good save there from Colgate, but he's got to get his swing back in shape. Heading to the 15th. Now Booth, we saw quite an angry reaction from him after coming out of the bunker. He's doing anger and frustration well today, Andrew. We just want to see the smile on the face.
Oh, it's so difficult. I know all about that. It really gets at you from time to time. You've just got to try and stay patient. You know, you're playing well, you're doing a good job. Just got to hang in there. Just believe. As Whitnell taps in for a birdie putt.
Thing is, when you are in that position, all you want to do is chuck your toys out the pram. But the thing is, you got to just stay in the moment. You've got to. I mean, these boys, they got to learn their trade. You know, just like we have in the past, with all the ups and downs, twists and turns that this game has to offer at you.
Yes, very important. No chucking of toys. Colgate and Robinson are still in with a real shout as they go head-to-head once again. Both at 11 under as we head into the closing stages of the Buildbase Open here at Frilford Heath. More to come after the break. Welcome back to Frilford Heath and the closing stages of the Buildbase Open final round. Right, first of all though, before we get back to the action, it's time to hear from John again.
Come final day, the greens are dampening up. Lots of water falling down on these greens, making them squidgy, spinny, you name it, it's going to have on it. You know, if you pitch it short of the green, it's going to bounce. If you pitch it on it, it's going to spin. That's a fact. Now, the boys are going to be coming in pretty much on quite a lot of the holes with your 80 to 100 yard shots. I'm here at about 85 yards to this pin. Got a little back ledge on the just behind the pin, and I'm going to try and spin it back off it. But the lads are going to have to make these happen. Now, I got in the region of a juicy 60. Now that's pretty long way for where I got to do it, but I've got a bit of downwind behind me, so it's going to make the ball go further. A bit harder to spin when it's like that, but when you've got a wedge like this, you can do anything. Now anyway, the way to do this is middle to back, hands forward and commit. Release that club down the thing. Don't worry if you take a massive divot or not. As long as you get through it, happy days, it's going to react for you. So here we go. This is the ones where the crowd goes nuts if it comes off. That's how we do it in the pros. Shooter.
Very good, John. Our self-styled EuroPro Tour spin doctor. Now it is coming down. And as you heard from John, that's going to change everything.
It's raining cats and dogs out there at the moment, and that is not the place you want to be. Ugh.
You know, sometimes it's quite tricky. Yeah, the course might soften up a tad, but sometimes you get a little bit of water between the club face and the ball, and that can make control of the golf ball a bit tricky.
And then when you come to land on a softer green, that's still quite hard underneath. It gets really skiddy and skippy, and uncontrollable. He seems to take the spin out of the first landing.
Watts trying to put things back together.
That is a beastly hole mine, 17.
Now this is the man who once again finds himself in pole position, Robinson. Just seeing Colgate make a bit of a rickets of this one. And that's kicked.
And then a bit of late spin, taking it down the hill and probably into a nasty lie.
Somebody whose lie is not as bad as it could have been. Over in the par 5, David Booth. Towering height on this shot. Look at the bounce.
Well, that's got to sit down. Yes, it will. That's a good shot from there. Now look how open that club face is.
Of course, the bunkers have changed with all this water. They're no longer as light and fluffy as they were prior to it. It's a different type of shot required to play it. Much more compact, the sand, due to the water.
Well, we've seen that putt quite a few times today. I wonder if Colgate will read it right. Watts for birdie at 17. Dearly love this to drop, and then he can give himself a chance at 18. Oh, on the money.
Man, that was a tramliner. What a putt. That was going probably 6 feet past. Just grabbed it.
Shows you as well the importance of staying patient, not getting too frustrated with yourself. You don't really know what's going to happen. Sometimes things like that can just make the difference.
I think Robbo could fancy this baby. It's one of those type of chips. You're going to get close. Get in there.
Get in.
Called it.
Oh, shooter. You must have seen that before.
I know, I mean, that was... But, you know, you get those ones just off the green. You do fancy your chances, don't you? When everything's kind of pure in line with you. I mean, you do get the feeling that you can do something special.
What a fantastic 2 holes for James Robinson there.
Yeah, it's all back with him.
I wonder if he gets to 14 under and he wins me a little squid of Rooners.
I forgot about the wager.
Don't know how you're going to get it.
Yeah, good luck with that, John.
Is that right? The barbed wire was invented over 2 Scotsmen fighting over a penny.
This Colgate just misses.
Yeah, we haven't seen anyone read that putt yet. Dear mate, you'll get your chance to reply at some point, Mr. Coulthard, don't worry. Now then, Booth. He's had rather too many of these today. Oh dear, well, it was a great attempt to read that, but very tricky from there. I'm afraid it's another drop shot for David Booth. Oh, he's not smiling, but this man is very much so. All set up by that fabulous 63 on day one, but Robertson back to a 2-shot lead. Kid Alexander spoke to him earlier in the week.
Played pretty good, obviously hit it great off the tee, hit lots of fairways, and then from the middle of the fairway you could knock it close on the greens, which was really required because it's firm and bouncy and you would get a lot of flyers out the rough, so hitting the fairways is crucial. And then just hit my irons lovely and putted well from 15 feet and in, really. Just didn't really miss much, but it's a solid round.
And you know what it takes to win on the EuroPro Tour, having done it as an amateur at Slatey Hall a few years ago.
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't get the money, but it was it was a good experience to see that I was sort of good enough to compete and even win on the EuroPro, so it's a big help.
And what would it mean to you to get a win on the EuroPro Tour and actually be able to bank the cheque this time?
Yeah, it'd be nice to win and be able to keep the 10 grand, so that'd mean everything, massive amount of confidence, and push me up there on the order of merit, which is where I want to be.
Well, I can tell you the final group all parred the 16th. Let's take a look at what lies in wait for them at the 17th.
Well, 17, humongous par 5, as you can see. These bunkers there, though, that you see, if you get driver out, it will run into them. So you've got a clever play, come up shy. And then, obviously, second shot, if you can take it over that right side, it's going to run gigantic on you. But there's a big dip just in front of that green that can stop it rolling on there. But massive trouble on the left and right and over the back with all the thick rough around it.
So it's set up, basically, for another change on the leaderboard if they're not careful.
It is. I mean, these guys are not going to be hitting driver off this hole.
Nah, that's a layup there. Into the ball next, short of the traps.
And because you lay up though, see Andrew, you haven't got the length to get there in two, because it's a massive carry over that bunker that we can just see there.
I can go in with a full shot, get some of that spin that you were showing everybody a little while ago.
Yeah, I think that was my 85th attempt. Just got it right at the end.
Yes, no such luxury for our contenders as they come down the closing stretch here at Frilford Heath. Tee shot from Watts at the 18th, and at 10 under, he's not out of it.
Same thing at 17, just short of the cross bunkers down the fairway. Beautiful swing, lovely rhythm and tempo, lovely balance. Huge bounce. Goodness me, that's another little error.
Yeah, it's like I was showing you earlier on in the program. Just it comes in from height, it can just go sideways when it lands. Probably didn't look a bad shot when he hit it.
Now can Watts get himself into the clubhouse at 11 under? He'll need a birdie to do that, and then just see what happens.
Played that lovely, but a lot more to do. Could really do with that putt going in.
And it's got to be a good shot. Doesn't want to put any pressure on himself here with his fourth.
No, you don't. It could come out hot. You don't know the way it's going to do it, but I tell you what, that is an absolute beauty.
Below the hole, very clever.
You couldn't go and place that in a better spot, especially under these conditions, holding on to a lead.
So great shot from Robinson, great shot required here from Booth.
I tell you what, Watts is going to get a nice read off Booth.
Sand wedge for Colgate. A spin on it, able to control it. Can he judge the bounce on the green? Get it up there tight at the flag.
Don't spin too much though, and that is perfect. Oh,
it's game on again, isn't it? Between those two, Colgate and Robinson, having a real dust up. Now then, this puts Watts in the picture. This will get him into the clubhouse as the leader.
Yeah, he's got a good read now. Does he fancy it? Looking good. Oh, what a great putt. God, he could have done with that. There's a couple extra, couple of bob in his back pocket if that baby went in.
Well, he'll still have the lead, but it'll be at 10 under, and that was a superb effort from Watts.
Yeah, a little bit frustrating for him. Beautiful outward nine there, 4 birdies, and then unfortunately a liberal smattering of bogeys in the back nine with 2 birdies for a 3 under par, 69.
Now then, Robinson.
And I tell you what, uphill, right to left. He's going to fancy it. He's going to fancy it. Oh!
I love Colgate's little strut there in to watch the last bit of that putt. And that could be invaluable information, but it's not a nice one for Colgate to take on. Back to the 18th, and Smith for birdie to move to double figures under the card. Rather like Watts, just hasn't quite happened for him today.
Strong putting stance, very confident stroke. It's just shy of the hole.
Yeah, so Max Smith will join Saltman and Payne on 9 under in the clubhouse.
There we go, Mr. Smith. Now, front 9, got to be happy with that. 3 under par for the front 9. All guns are blazing, but it went a bit stale on the back. Just the 1 bogey, 1 birdie. Nothing too crazy going on the back 9, and that's when you really need to do it. But you'll be happy with his result. Good performance this week.
Now camera foreshortens this distance, and this is a tricky putt.
Outside the right edge. Well, this is for a birdie.
Well, we've seen him with a few lip outs today, haven't we? 1 left, 1 right. Up and down like a yo-yo, Mr. Colgate, and he's had many chances.
He missed one this length earlier on in the day. Looks like he might end up ruining that clumsy mistake.
Oh dear, that was a golden opportunity and then Colgate would have had a little bit of pressure on his playing partner going down the 18th. Just to stay at 8 under. Oh, David Booth gave himself chances, but just nothing happened for him in the end.
And he did give himself chances, but a bit of an inconsistent scorecard. 7 birdies and 6 unfortunate bogeys for a 1 under par 71.
Well, now we come to 18. What I can say is just leave the driver in the bag. If you do take it out, you've got to thread it down the eye of a needle. You've got Bund on the right, Bund on the left. It's so tight up there. I mean, it slopes from left to right. Just hit a long iron. Perfect positioning will be A1, and you'll be going in with probably about a 9 iron in your hand. Not much, to a lovely green that sits looking at you, really inviting, and gives you a good chance for a nice, lovely birdie.
Now, having had the experience of the last 2 days, our leaders will know what John is talking about.
Well, he's got the 3-wood out, and you've got to draw this into the slope to hold the fairway.
Oh, and Robinson in trouble.
You don't have to. You can only overdo it by the smallest of margins, and I tell you what, you're in serious trouble on this hole.
Now then, a chance for Colgate. My goodness me, he'll be ruining that missed birdie opportunity at 17, because this would have left him in a great position.
I mean,
he drifts off the surface as well.
I mean, you got Armitage playing with these guys. He's probably, because he had a bit of a naughty day, he's probably got driver out and just giving it a good old smack. But if you're in contention, then you definitely don't want to do it. But look at this man. Yeah, beautiful swing. Absolutely poetry in motion. Stroke wise, ripping it apart on the golf course. The new Dark Knight.
Well, Colgate gets to hit his second shot in here. Put a bit of pressure on Robinson. Leak that one out to the right. That's not where he wants to go. Oh, it's all right. It's grabbed on. Oh, that's going to be fine.
I'll tell you what, look at that. Just keep on rolling. That probably had another 20 roll on it. After you said that, Andrew, it just doesn't stop, does it? And look at this one. Ugh.
You got a 2-shot lead. Just take your time. Be sensible. Nothing rash.
He's just popping that baby out. Like you said, Andrew, no need for the crazy stuff. The Seve Ballester or shot. No needed.
Well, getting a little hot under the collar, Jack Colgate today. Just couldn't quite hold it together on this closing stretch. And Robinson just trying to finish nice and calm, nice and patient, and this is the shot for him. This'll just about put it in the bag, and that's very nicely done. Our champion-elect here at Frilford Heath then, James Robinson. Well, let's take a look at that Marcus Armitage card. Really unfortunate day for him.
Well, mate, it don't get any worse than that. I mean, look at the ginormous scores he's had on a few of the holes. Unfortunately, just hit the nail on the head. Just no good. Momentum totally drained out of him.
This has got to go in to have any chance. Oh, it's a good effort. Well done. Well done. Good try.
Yeah, he asked the question of his read there. Perfect putt. Got it past the hole. As we know now, is Mr. James.
Yes, in it goes. So Jack at 11 under will have second place all on his own, but it's not what he wanted from this final round.
No, another good experience, but that little 3-putt earlier on proved costly. 3 birdies, 2 bogeys for a 1 under par 71.
And this is what it's all about, James Robinson. It's been a while since that wonderful Slowly Hall win back in 2010 as an amateur. This for his first pro win on the EuroPro Tour. Well, he wanted to do it in style. He's rolled that one past away.
Well, he's got a little 1.5 putt here. I mean, the old knee knocker going on.
Why did it do that? Why did it do that?
Yes.
Don't. Yes, not a time for the voices to start. Come on, James, hold it together. And there we go. His second EuroPro Tour victory. It was a nervy affair in the final round, couldn't quite build on that superb first round, but he has held it together for the win.
Well, great performance, James. Really is, man. Congratulations. You've done it as a pro, 10 grand in your back pocket. Now look at that on the back nine. An eagle, 2 birdies and a double.
Cheers.
Mixed match, but I tell you what, he got there.
First place then to James Robinson. He wins the Buildbase Open by a single shot from Jack Colgate. That was very, very tight indeed, but that leaderboard goes deep. Some decent scoring over the first couple of days, and then a real hang-on in there for the last round. Congratulations then to James Robinson on his second EuroPro Tour win, as he picks up the trophy and £10,000, and that rockets him straight up onto our Order of Merit leaderboard. Jack Senior still leading, just ahead of William Harold, now plying his trade on the Challenge Tour. Robinson slots in third. Let's hear from the winner.
My first win as a pro, yeah, but I won one of these as an amateur back in 2010, so it feels amazing to be able to take the 10 grand home.
Is that the main difference? Is it professional to amateur, or is it significant just for your future career as well to get that landmark?
Oh yeah, it's a big confidence boost, like winning on this tour. But the money's great, so that's what we all play for at the end of the day.
Congratulations to James. It's been a fantastic season so far, with more great golf action and courses to come. Next week we're heading up north to Mr Coulthard's homeland as we go back to Scotland for the Motor Caddy Masters at the Carrick in Dumbartonshire. Thanks to John Morgan and a beaming Andrew Coulthard, leaving £1 richer after winning his wager with John. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.